You know, when you harvest your onions and garlic and so forth, when you have everything harvested and dried, then you've got to kind of go through it and grade it, I guess, if you want to call it that. And that's what we're fixing to do today, to some Egyptian walking onions. They've dried down good enough. And what we're going to do is select them. I've got them right here in the bucket. So what we'll do, we'll just take some, cast right out here on the table, and then we've got to kind of go through them. And it can be messy. But you know, you've got to kind of grade your onions. And just like this onion right here, it's got the stem in it. If you ship these to somebody, there's no need to ship that. That's another reason you want to go through and kind of get them out. The roots on them, trim them off a little bit. They don't have to be trimmed too tight, but you're filling of these onions, and you're like this onion right here, a little soft yet. That's one that you wouldn't want to ship to no one. That's the one that we'll keep here to replant. Any excess, see, that one's soft. You never know, man, when you do this, you can lose your lose your onions. See, that one's soft. That one's in pretty good shape. The bigger ones is ones that you gotta you gotta watch them. Got to watch them. See, like that, you take that apart, and that's fine to do that. What you're gonna do is you're gonna get two. You divide them, you get two. And then, of course, we've got the little top sets. We'll go through them too after a while. The stems. A bit of use having that big long thing on there. Not a bit of use. It's a little soft. Softens is going there. They just ain't dried down. All of them ain't dried. Some of these was harvested a little later than the others. They're just not dried down yet. You see where that's trying to sprout a little green there. That's all right, it won't hurt a thing. Now what I've got to do myself is I've got to get me some to plant back. And then we'll start shipping them to whoever wants them. We'll have probably 2 grades here, or actually 3, to sell. Let's get a hold of that and pull that out of there. It's like that stem. Just get a hold of it and rip her out of there. That's no big deal to do. Some of these are so big. Now that one's one that needs to go into the ground somewhere. There's a lot of these. Lots of them. Yes, sir. If they're not solid, they'll not go in the shipping pile. That is for sure. Yeah, this is something I should have done a while back. I should have been doing this a while back. I mean, they're fine. They are fine. Just the ones that don't look to suit me will be the ones that I'll keep. I do that every year though. If I don't like them, ain't nobody else gonna like them either, so. See, now right here, the problem is when you pull these up and you think, oh, that's a big bulb. Well, in reality, I'm gonna go ahead and cut that off right there. But in reality, that's not that big. What it is, it's gonna have two bulbs and a stem in it. So we'll pull that off, and there's your bulb. And here is your stem, and that stem, like garlic or anything else on these bigger, that's gonna go away. It'll rot away. So get them out of there. I didn't do this. I waited a little too long, so it's gonna cost. It ain't gonna cost nothing really. It's just gonna cost. A lot of people ain't gonna get near as many sets that wanted them this year because of that. And in reality, when you got them like this, there's already 2 or 3 in there. You can take them big ones apart. They'll dry down. See, that's just a little soft. And I know what it is. It's that darn stem. Pull the stem out, see. You get the stem out, and then, of course, that stem is gonna cause that mush. Look at that old mushy stuff, which I hate. I don't like it. But you can trim it off, and I'll put it there in my pile. Because I'm not shipping something like that out to nobody. No way, no way. Yeah, now I didn't grow as many as these this year as I usually do. No, sir, I didn't. That's a fine looking bulb right there. Grade A. A big one too at that rate. Almost look like scallions. You can feel these when you pick them up when you're doing this. You can feel, and you'll know where that little stalk's at and everything. And then you can pull them out. Most of them dried up good. There's some that didn't. So like that, and there's no need even, oh man, I'm gonna throw it right there. And that will go in my, you can see now where I took the stalk out of this one. Well, I didn't take it out either. Right there it is. It just dried up. There's really no need for me to sit here and try to keep you on here doing this because it's kind of, I'm like the old saying go, I can't talk and walk at the same time. But when I'm doing stuff like this, it just distracts me. It goes in that pile. Best pile, best pile. Fit to plant, but not ship people. Oh, something I need to maybe check. I'll check that here in a few minutes too. I'm talking about the elephant garlic. The other garlic's done in, harvested. Done bagged, ready, it's drying. Getting ready to go back to the garden about the 1st of October. I've got elephant garlic. If anybody wants any elephant garlic, I mean, if you need any elephant garlic, big, and I'll probably I don't know. You know, I don't like the idea of shipping a whole head of garlic because I don't know what's in the head. I can't see what's down in there. And if I can't see down in there, and if I ship it to somebody and it was to have 1 or 2 bad ones in there, whoo, Hey, boy, would I catch it. That's why I usually take this apart. I do. I'm gonna trim that right there, and I want to get that stalk out of this. Yes, sir, just like that. That'll dry back over. Now you might see me pull the stalk out of one and then lay it right here with these. I wouldn't lay it there if I didn't think it was going to be just fine. It's already sprouting, you can see it. They'll grow, but I'm not shipping them to nobody. No, sir, not in that shape. I could sit here and act like everything's all hunky-dory and cover it up and not show you, oh, this was perfect. You're seeing what's going on here firsthand. No jive involved. That's just the way it is. I just sell these to help people that wants them. It ain't like I'm making a living doing this, by no means. I ain't making a living doing it. See, that's got a little mush in that one. So that means that needs to come apart. It does. Good. I ain't gonna take that apart. I'm just gonna lay that right there in my pile, because that's got that big a cluster that big. It's 18 it looked like in there. This one right here is sprouting, and it's sprouting and it's gonna unsprout right now. Cut that off right there, get rid of that. I don't want that on there, not now. We're not ready to grow these yet. I'll go ahead and clean the table off right here, what I've got. And then I'll show you some of these top sets. Had a customer wanting to order some the other day, and I'll go ahead and show her what these look like. I'll show her what they look like. Size-wise, you know. Oh, they'll be different sizes. There'll definitely be different sizes of them. These are the top sets. Some's bigger than others, as you can see. Top set, look at that. Oh, gonna be throwing them, I guess. Top sets. Top set, top set. Look at that. There's top set. Big. Them some of the biggest ones. There's some more of the biggest ones. Top set, top set, top set, top set, top set. Them may be top sets, but you can classify them as an onion. And then they'll get smaller, different sizes. That's a top set. Top set. They jump like they got springs in them. But I just go through when I'm saving these, and just like you do the others, just manicure them, anything, roots, anything on them, get them off. Clean them as good as you can here. And on some of these, what I done when I got mine, my wife's father, my father-in-law gave us some, not this bunch, but some years ago. And they come in these, they were all top sets. And what I done, it's just like this top set here. I planted the whole thing, the whole shebang. They come up in clusters, I tell you. And you know, I'm gonna leave some of them like these smaller ones. Ain't a bit of use taking them apart. I can plant them myself, nobody wants them. But you know, you fill up and make sure they're sound. And the whole little top set clusters. These are little now. Some of these is little. So that may be the top set on top of a top set. They don't need to be in this pile, but you can see this pile right here now, the top sets. These, how many's there? There's 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 50. There's 58. 58 sets right there. Let's see now. And then I'm going to have to go through because I couldn't tell you what I've got, to tell you the truth. A bunch of them. And there's more too. I mean, there's plenty of them. I don't know how many I've got. Several hundred. Or 1,000, I don't know. Now I'm going to take these top sets. These little sets. I'm glad I brought 3 out here. These little sets, top sets, the good ones, the biggest ones. If they're too little, I won't take them apart. If they're too little, that I think that they're too little, I'm not going to take them apart. But the ones that I think will do good, I will take apart. Yes, sir. It's just like them. I won't take that apart. This and I will take apart. I mean, it's not worth me taking them apart at all. Just extra work that I do that I don't have to do. But the big ones like these, these is some good ones, gooder ones. I think that belongs there. You can actually tell because they're a little different color. These top sets got a kind of a red cast to them. There's one thing about these little top sets. They're solid as a rock. Good shape. Someone has already ordered. Stephanie said 12 of these. So I guess they'll get some. I usually ship the biggest ones out first. I mean, whoever got their order in, what I'm saying. That's the ones that gets them. And I just go right down the line. But I don't know. I don't know if I'll be able to offer many bulk items. Any of these in bulk or not to people. But we'll see. Time will tell. That's all I can say. Time will tell. Little ones, big ones, they're all going in the bag. So when you're pulling these top sets apart, they're not, sometimes you get little ones, like little bitty ones like that. I'll just toss them right there. The little bitty ones is gonna get tossed. I'm not taking them apart. I've said that 10 times, I guess. The ones that look big enough to be took apart will be took apart. I'll go ahead and get them in there. That's every bit as many as there was before. Some of them that's not, that I don't think's big is gonna be left. Like that one, I'm not gonna separate that. I'm not separating that. There, now these is already pretty good shape. Not separating that. Let's just get down here. Let's get down here and select them out of there. I'll pull the biggest ones off. And then I'll tell you what, it's really more trouble to me than it's worth is to try to sell these in different sizes, is what I'm thinking. I like that, those. I select the best ones here, is what I need to be doing. Selecting the best ones, and these little ones, just plant them back. I hope these ain't scattered all the way across this bucket, but I would assume that the way I've got in here and moved some of these, they probably are. Getting down to the nitty gritty here. I'm going to say that's it on the top set, right there. What's in the bag, so I'll go ahead while I'm here. And I'll get this other bag. And I'll put some of these biggest ones in the bag, get them out of the way. In another bag. These are big sets, rootstock, mother plant sets, roots, bulbs, onions, whatever you want to call them. These is still, I think they're still a day or two out from planting, is what I'm thinking. I mean from shipping. They need to dry higher more before I would ship many of these. Because I'm not going to ship something that I don't think is ready to ship, because it could cause problems. Okay, there's a pretty good little start on them. You can see I ain't got that many. I've got over half of them out of that bucket already. So they ain't gonna be no big high amount, and you got to understand, I've got to keep some for myself here too. I do, so what we're doing, let's go ahead and finish these top sets and get it over. Let's get it over with. I'm selecting what I think is good top sets, big or little. There'll be no, I won't be going through shipping all the big ones and then all the little ones. They'll be, as I'm shipping whatever someone orders, I select the best ones, and you know, once the best ones is shipped, we'll try to keep this fair as we can. We don't want to do nobody wrong here. Don't intend to. If we did, I wouldn't be going through these like I'm going through them here, would I? I like doing it. Just something to do is all it is. If I come across some in here that's already loose, they're going right here. little or big, which I ain't run across too many yet that's loose. And then if I run across, see like these, that's a pretty decent size. Pretty decent size. I dropped that and I'll get it later. But when you take all them old covers off, you're going to have a few little ones, littler ones. They're going in there too, because they're as good as the big ones. Some of them's big. Even these little ones is good ones. But I understand people wants the big ones. There's some that are little, and they're not going in here for show. But the loose ones, it's already loose, laying there, they will go there. They'll be in there. Got nothing else to do with them. And if you get something like that, you fill of them. Yeah, them's pretty good sized ones. There's 3 on that. 1, 2, 3. Put them in there. These here there's 5 there. If they're little, they'll go over there. This one right here, we will take that one off because it is pretty good sized one. That one's, we'll just put it there. Now look here, here's one that's got 1, 2, 3, 4. Got 4 on it. Little ones over there. I won't ship them. I won't ship them. They'll stay here. These will go on the ground at my place. Because I would, if I ordered some of these, and if I got some that look like that, little, real little, and I know they'll grow because I've done it before, I wouldn't be happy myself. I don't think. I probably would, but I ain't that hard to please. But anyway, when people order these, they need to get what they're anticipating. Of course, some people may think they weigh a pound a piece. I don't know. They're little onion top sets, man. Egyptian walking onion top sets. You know, if I set that up like that and roll that down, I could probably put them in there as I'm going. Wouldn't have to pick them up twice. These, if you took that apart right there and tried to sell it to somebody, they wouldn't be happy, and neither would I. These purple looking ones, if you pay attention to these, the bigger ones has got a purple cast to them. They do. I try to get most of the loose skin and stuff off of these, but there'll be a little left on them. They surely will. There's 2 there. There'll be 2 of them there, man. That was a set of twins. Just like I say, the little ones, they ain't gonna make the cut. Not separated, and I'll plant them, just like I said. I'll plant them myself. I'm growing way more of these than I could possibly need myself. And the only time I've ever sold any of these was last year. And I didn't increase the production this year. We'll see how they go this year, and if they don't do good, I mean, if they don't sell, how could I say that where it wouldn't sound ridiculous? If the demand is not high enough this year for these Egyptian walking onions, that has a factor on how many that I will plant back for next year, if that makes any sense. I'm talking about the sale. I'll always plant them for my own use, because I think they ain't nothing like them as far as going out. They're not, just like I've said before, these is not a big Vidalia onion. These is not the top of tasting onion out there. I'm saying if I was going to choose an onion, my choice, you know, would be Vidalias, but I can tell you right now, a Vidalia won't be growing when these is growing. These is onions, if you want onions to cook with or something, I plant them and I can go out there anytime, practically anytime, unless it's an extremely hard freeze. I had snow on them, onions sticking up out of the ground and buried under the snow this year, like this winter, last winter, whatever. This past winter. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. Start out with one thing, wind up doing something else. Now I could have went through here and inspected these and got the very best ones. And cull the rest. But like that one, I'll take 2 off that and then I'll put that in there, because they're fairly decent onions. Fairly good sized. Those is good, but I'll put them there. I'm trying to stick with the same caliber here. Yes, sir, I am. See, you take an onion and see if I can find one like this one. Look pretty gnarly. Once you pull that outer skin off of that onion, you've got a pretty good little set there. Here's another one, same way. It's that outer skin. Makes them look better. Don't make them do a bit better. But sure do make them look better. Every once in a while you run across a twin onion. We're getting down now to the nitty gritty here. And the ones that's loose, it looks good. It's like I say, it's going in there unless there's something drastic wrong with them. If they're loose, they're already going in the bag. Well, them ain't loose, so some of these will be, some of these won't. I'll just toss them in the littler ones. Like if somebody orders a certain amount and I run across these little ones, I'll just throw these in with them. Because I'm not charging nobody for that little critter. Now that's it. And I've got more here to contend with. And these is the little top sets that's still clustered that I will plant myself. And I'll move these over here like that. Yeah, I will. Now these, let me get these out of here. I don't think it's going to rain tonight. Well, I've got several onions here. Several. How many? Several. I'm going to try to get this buggy cleaned out here. Or this bucket, not buggy. And that way you'll get an idea of what I'm going to have here this year, just in case someone decides that they want some Egyptian walking onions. I'll have pawpaws. And pawpaws. See them pawpaws hanging on there? Huh? There's a few. There's a few. I'll be glad to let whoever have as many of these as they want. But as it stands right now, I still don't know how many I'm going to have. And that's a fact. That's why I'm sitting here doing this. The Egyptian walking onion's done. I'm going to check this garlic. And I've got some go on, Tobe, go back home, bud. I'm going to trim this garlic. I've got 3 of these, and then I'll like to cut them off about 1 inch. So I have got, I'll go ahead and cut these off while I'm here. These is the remnants. These is the remnants of those 14 or 15 little garlic heads I had over there. They come from those little bitty cloves. And what I'm doing is I'm getting ready to process these, and I'll save these for seed. I think I've done got one or two in the house. And but that's not what I'm out here for. I'm out here to show you I save these elephant garlic bubbles, bubblets. And what I was going to do is I was going to try to get these in a bag. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to get them in the bag. And I'll save these little critters, and somebody might want to buy some of these. I didn't save very many of these last year. And I said this year I'd try to save them, so well, that's what I'm doing. Trying to keep them as clean as possible. Tobe, what are you doing outside here, bud? I've had these drying a while. Well, ever since I pulled the garlic. Well, I'm glad to get this over with. I am. And I've got all that elephant garlic to contend with. But I'm going to open one of these in a minute and see what the cloves are looking like. Okay. So that's got the little look at there. That don't let much dirt come through. Anyway, there's the garlic. The little garlic bublets. There's the garlic. Now, I'm going to open this garlic. Just open it all. That's dry. Now that core in this elephant garlic, this hardneck garlic, got a core that goes right to the center. That's spongy. A little moisture there. Let's take this one apart. Yeah. Little spongy. Yeah, that garlic, it's still wet. It ain't dry yet. And there's one that's starting on top. Yeah, this garlic's it's going to have to come out of there too. This stuff, unless you've got some kind of place to store this, to freeze this, or not freeze it by no means, but to chill it down or dry it, or a dehumidifier room, or fans probably running on it or something. You've got to get this big garlic out of there. I've said this before and I'll say it again. It's got to be got out. If it don't, you'll have rotten garlic. It's just that simple. Because that core that goes down in that, the core is going to deteriorate. And these are pretty good amount of covering per each clove. But if it gets through that, it can cause your garlic to just go bad and rot. And let me tell you something. These are big old cloves of garlic. They are big cloves, big garlic cloves, big ones. Now tomorrow, probably I'll come out here and I may start working on the garlic. Elephant garlic. And get it taken apart. But you've got to get that big heart out that runs down through the center of your garlic head. Now it would eventually dry, I suppose. Look here, there's 3. These are big. Big old cloves, look here. Cover half, 2 of them cover that lid, 2 cloves. That lid's about, that's a 3-inch, a little over 3 inches across. Anyway, there's the elephant garlic cloves. And this is whatever, music garlic of some kind, or so I wound up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 or 14 of these. And I'm going to take these apart and see what they're looking like. I can tell you right now, on these, the cloves, the skin, there's a lot more skin on them. Lot more skin. And of course, this, like I say, this is not the elephant garlic. This is some type of music garlic, I'm thinking. And I don't think this got, it didn't get exactly. I don't think it done the best. But now you can shell this apart and get them that cover off of it and make it look pretty decent. Now I'll save this for seed. This is the last I pulled. If I had to do what I'm doing right now and peel this paper off this garlic for a living, I'd probably starve to death. But I'm saving this for seed. But probably won't grow near as much garlic anymore. Unless I sell a lot of this. I'll offer it, I guess, to people if they want it. It don't take a whole lot, and I'm growing a lot of garlic, more than I need. And you can't eat but so much garlic. This music garlic and Pahosky garlic, stuff like that, it'll dry out a lot quicker than that elephant garlic. Let me get my knife out of my pocket. Yes, sir, it does. It helps. Now this is dry. This leaven in that one. Let's try this one. I will rip these apart and experiment. I'll just leave them together. And then I'll put this elephant garlic in here. These is garlic, elephant garlic bublets. These is Egyptian walking onions top sets. And these is the grandparent roots. And I've got an order right here going out to somebody here shortly. Okay, that's got this stuff in line here. I'll set these back over here somewhere. Actually, I'll leave these out tonight, sitting over here to air out. And then I'll have to take these in the house where it's cooler. And we'll go from there. So let's get her done.